when I teach in my workshops, I always teach anger scenes, ka'as senot, separately. It's a very emotional scene, and when I've been watching television and movies and everything like that, it's one of the hardest scenes to do correctly. Because most of the actors in anger scenes, all they do is yell. There's no emotion in there. It's just the sound. And so much sound that many times the audience can't even hear what the text is about. One of the most important things in ka'as senot, okay, let me go back a little bit. There are two types of anger scenes, in my opinion. One I call the love anger, and that's what we mostly do in cinema and in series, and mostly also in real life. Why I call it love anger? Because it's anger about someone you love or with someone you love. Anger with your mother, anger with your lover, anger about somebody that you love and care about. So I call that the love anger. The other type of anger I call the learning anger, okay? Teaching lekach in Hebrew, as they say. Most of the anger scenes are very, very short. Many of them end up with violence. I'll give you a few examples of the learning ka'as senot, okay? What do I call them here? Teaching. What I call the teaching anger. You're driving your car, you're looking for a parking space, you found one, just before you get into the parking space, somebody takes it away from you. Wow, do you get angry. You're going to teach the person what's right or wrong. You're going to teach him that he's a bad guy. You're going to teach him, and it always comes through the ego. All right? Another one which happened in America many years ago, there was a line to meet Santa Claus. Father standing, mother standing with their 2-year-old children, 3-year-old children. This is a true story, by the way. One person came with their child, got in front of the line, snuck in. Somebody else that was in the back of the line got very upset. He says, I'm going to teach you not to do that anymore. I'm going to teach you that you're wrong. Takes out a gun and shoots the guy. True story. So these are teaching. Mostly in cinema, we're doing love. So let me talk about love, and let me talk about the points in anger scenes. Now, love anger, when you are angry with someone you love and care about. This type of anger always comes from pain. It comes from humiliation, betrayal, and mostly combined with fear. The fear of losing someone, losing yourself, losing love, losing an opportunity. Now, it's up to you to find the pain in every love anger scene. Why do you feel so hurt? Otherwise, the anger scene is going to be in only one level, and that level will be screaming. If the audience doesn't feel the pain, they're not going to understand the scene. They're not going to be rooting for you to win. Now, a very good movie, which is called, I'll think about it in a second, something Windows, where the husband and wife have a lot of anger scenes in this movie. And what's interesting about it is that they're both right. What she feels, her pain is correct. What he feels, his pain is correct. And when you're watching the scene, you're saying, wow, whose side are you on? Okay? So the pain is number one in anger scenes. Now, you as the actor has to choose the pain. And think about a time in your real life that you felt this pain, in your personal life. Use this feeling, not emotional memory, because it will lead you to self-pity. You have to remember a time in your life that you felt humiliated, if that's the pain, that you felt hurt, that you felt abandoned. That's the pain. And that's what you start with in anger scenes. The second thing in the anger scene is your objective. There's only one objective in an anger scene, and that's to make the other person wrong. Okay? Whether they're wrong or not is not important. Okay? Whether you're lying is not important, but you need to make them wrong. So your objective is to make them wrong. Now, that's your basic objective. Then you have to choose your personal objective. And that has to do a lot with the pain. The third thing you need to do is to find in the text what I call trigger words. What happens in an anger scene, and we're going to do one shortly to demonstrate, what happens in an anger scene is that both people are always yelling, okay? Now the audience gets tired of that. So we as the directors or the actors, we have to plan the anger scenes to go up in energy and again down in energy, up in energy and go down in energy. Okay, otherwise it's just the yelling, as I said before. In every good anger scene, the text should have some, what I call again, trigger words. A word that your partner will say to you, or you will say to your partner, which will cause the energy of the anger scene to change. So let's say you're talking with your partner, you're yelling, you felt that they cheated on you, and you say, but you always cheated on me, and he answers you, but I love you. That's a trigger word. That can either, let me go to another, let me erase this one. No, keep this, I'm going to go to another, I want to give you an example in my real life. My second husband was Italian, he wasn't a Jew. My father said to me that if I marry a non-Jew, the first fight we have, he's going to say to me, fucking Jew. Okay. I didn't believe my father. I married him anyway. First fight we had, what did he do? He called me a fucking Jew. So the anger that we had between us cannot continue in the same level. There was a trigger word. Fucking Jew is a trigger word. What do I do? Do I yell more? Do I yell less? Do I walk out of the room? But I cannot stay in the same energy. So when you're learning or when you're doing anger scenes, you have to know what is the trigger words that you say and that your partner says. Sometimes the trigger word is something you say to yourself and you say, wow, I shouldn't have said it. And that causes you to change the energy because you hit below the belt. If you're going to say to somebody, but you were never a good lover, wow, how can you take that back? So you might feel bad in the fight scene. So the trigger words are one of the most important things for the regesh and energy of the fight scene. The next thing that's very, very important, of course, is the breathing. What is the breathing in an anger scene? It's having too much oxygen. It's trying to control the oxygen. It's trying to control the breathing. How we do that is, of course, we have to remember, and I need to put this in, that we're not really angry. We're not really angry at our partners. And we shouldn't even do anything that makes us real angry at the partner, because the next scene in the movie could be our love scene. We don't know. Okay? So we need to do warm-ups to put our body and our energy and our voice into the anger scenes. So I'm going to demonstrate now some of the warm-ups that we do for anger.